新しい伝説が生まれようとしている。
In the vast sea of video gaming, few franchises have managed to not only survive but thrive across decades, adapting and evolving while maintaining a core identity that resonates with fans old and new. Dragon Quest, a series that debuted in the mid-1980s, stands as a towering lighthouse among these, guiding the RPG genre with its innovative design, engaging storytelling, and iconic artistry. Central to its enduring appeal is the involvement of the late Akira Toriyama, a name that carries weight and distinction in both the manga and gaming communities for his creation of the Dragon Ball series, among other accomplishments. Dragon Quest, initially released in 1986, laid down the foundational stones for what would become the role-playing game genre. It introduced gamers to a world of fantasy, adventure, and discovery, filled with dragons, dungeons, and daring deeds. The game's design was a revolutionary step forward, combining intricate storytelling, challenging gameplay, and a richly detailed world that felt alive and engaging. At the heart of Dragon Quest's distinctiveness was the artistic vision of Akira Toriyama. Already a household name in Japan due to the runaway success of Dragon Ball, he was approached to lend his creative genius to the fledgling game series. His involvement was a gamble that paid off magnificently, imbuing the game with a visual style that was vibrant, whimsical, and immediately recognizable. His design gave Dragon Quest a unique identity, setting it apart from the darker, more medieval aesthetics typical of other fantasy games of the time. Toriyama's art didn't just color the world of Dragon Quest with a broad palette, it breathed life into it. His character designs, from the iconic slimes to the myriad monsters and heroes, carried a sense of personality and charm that was rare in video games of that era. It was this combination of detailed world building, engaging narrative, and distinctive art style that helped Dragon Quest capture the hearts of players around the globe. As the series progressed, his involvement became a hallmark of the Dragon Quest experience. Each new installment was eagerly anticipated not only for its gameplay advancements and story developments, but also for its latest artistic offerings from his imagination. His ability to evolve his style while maintaining the signature look and feel of the Dragon Quest universe has been key to the series' longevity and continued success. Dragon Quest stands out not just for its contributions to the RPG genre, but for its testament to the power of collaboration between game developers and artists. Toriyama's work on Dragon Quest is a prime example of how art and storytelling can elevate a game from a mere entertainment product to a work of interactive art that resonates across cultures and generations. Before we start this next part, please forgive me, as I don't speak Japanese and I am doing my best to pronounce these names without butchering them. With that, let's continue. To understand the significance of Akira Toriyama's involvement in Dragon Quest, it's essential to journey back to the franchise's origins. In the early 1980s, video games were primarily seen as simple arcade entertainment, focused on high scores and short, intense gameplay sessions. The concept of a video game as a narrative-driven, immersive experience was still in its infancy. It was within this context that Yuji Horii, a visionary game designer, sought to create something new, a game that combined the storytelling depth of a novel with the interactive engagement of a video game. Dragon Quest was his answer. The collaboration between Yuji Horii, music composer Koichi Sugiyama, and Akira Toriyama was serendipitous, forming a triumvirate of storytelling, auditory, and visual artistry that would define Dragon Quest's identity. Toriyama's involvement in particular was a stroke of genius. His task was to create a visual language for Dragon Quest that would captivate players' imaginations and draw them into this world. However, the challenge was not insignificant. He had to translate his experience from manga, a static and controlled medium, to the dynamic and interactive medium of video games. This transition required a reimagining of his artistic approach, adapting his style to work within the technical limitations of the time while still maintaining the expressive, dynamic quality that characterized his work. The result was a set of character and monster designs that were not only visually appealing but also rich in character and emotion, enhancing the narrative and gameplay rather than merely accompanying them. Akira Toriyama's art provided Dragon Quest with a welcoming, accessible aesthetic that appealed to a broad audience, including those who might not be typically drawn to RPGs or video games in general. His designs possess a universal appeal, with exaggerated expressions and forms conveying emotion and intent in a way that transcended language barriers. This accessibility was crucial in establishing its popularity, particularly in Japan, where the series became a cultural phenomenon. The truth is, Toriyama's involvement brought a level of publicity and recognition to Dragon Quest that it might not have otherwise achieved. Fans from his manga were drawn to the game, curious to see his artistic vision translated into a new medium. This cultural crossover appeal was instrumental in its initial success and helped establish it as a cornerstone of the RPG genre. The evolution of Dragon Quest is a testament to the series' ability to adapt and grow without losing sight of its core elements. Each installment offered something new, from expanded worlds and more complex storylines to innovative gameplay mechanics that kept the experience fresh while still feeling familiar. Toriyama's designs evolved in complexity and detail as advancements in gaming technology allowed for richer visual expressions. His work on the series moved from the pixel art of the early games to the more detailed and expressive character models and environments seen in later titles. This evolution showcased his versatility as an artist and his ability to adapt his iconic style to new mediums and technologies, ensuring that the visual aspect of Dragon Quest remained engaging and relevant. Despite the diversity of the worlds and narratives explored in each new installment, the visual style provided a unifying thread that helped maintain a sense of continuity. Players knew, regardless of the game's story or mechanics, that entering the world of Dragon Quest meant engaging with a universe that was expansive yet familiar, fantastical yet grounded in human emotions and stories at its core. This balance between innovation and tradition is a key factor in Dragon Quest's longevity. As video games have evolved, so too has the series, with Dragon Quest demonstrating the power of visual art in video games, not just as an aesthetic element, but as a fundamental component of storytelling and world building. Dragon Quest not only stands out for its engaging narratives and Toriyama's iconic art, but also for its pioneering contributions to gameplay and RPG mechanics. This series has been at the forefront of innovation, introducing features that would become staples of the genre. This ongoing commitment to reinvention while maintaining the essence of what makes a Dragon Quest game has been instrumental in shaping the landscape of role-playing games. At its core, Dragon Quest introduced a turn-based combat system that has become synonymous with the RPG genre. This system allowed players to engage in battles using a strategic approach, selecting actions from a menu that included attacking, using magic, and employing items. The simplicity of this system, coupled with its underlying depth, created a gameplay experience that was accessible to newcomers, yet challenging for seasoned gamers. The original Dragon Quest was a trailblazer in integrating storytelling with gameplay. Players were not just moving a character from point A to B, they were embarking on a quest, solving puzzles, and interacting with a cast of characters in a dynamic world. This seamless blend of narrative and gameplay was revolutionary, setting a template for countless RPGs to follow. As the series progressed, Dragon Quest continued to refine and expand its gameplay mechanics. One significant innovation was the introduction of the day-night cycle in Dragon Quest III. This feature added a dynamic element to the game world, with certain events, characters, and monsters only appearing at specific times. This not only enriched the gameplay experience, but it also encouraged exploration and interaction with the game world in a more immersive way. Dragon Quest V took innovation a step further by introducing a monster recruitment system. This mechanic allowed players to recruit monsters defeated in battle to join their party, adding a new layer of strategy to the team composition and combat. This concept was ahead of its time, predating other games that would later adopt and adapt this mechanic to great acclaim. Another notable innovation came with Dragon Quest VIII, which made the leap to 3D graphics. This transition was handled with care, ensuring that the game retained the series' charm and art style as envisioned by Toriyama, while providing a more immersive and visual stunning experience. The move to 3D also allowed for more dynamic and engaging battle sequences, enhancing the overall gameplay experience. The influence of Dragon Quest's gameplay innovations can be seen across the RPG genre as a whole. The series' approach to turn-based combat, storytelling, world-building, and character interaction has set a high standard, inspiring developers and informing game design principles in RPGs and beyond. The legacy of Dragon Quest in terms of gameplay is also a testament to its ability to balance tradition with innovation. While each new installment has introduced new features and mechanics, the series has remained true to its roots, providing a consistent and enjoyable experience that fans have come to love and expect. This delicate balance is a part of what makes Dragon Quest a timeless series, appealing to both veterans of the franchise and newcomers alike. The evolution of Dragon Quest is a testament to the series' ability to adapt and grow without losing sight of its core elements. Each installment offered something new, from expanded worlds to more complex storylines to innovative gameplay mechanics that kept the experience fresh while still feeling familiar. Toriyama's art was integral to this process, providing a visual continuity that anchored the series' identity across many changes and iterations. Have you played Dragon Quest game or any of the spin-offs? If so, which one is your favorite? Let us know down in the comments. And feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We'd love to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen now to join us for more trips through the tech timeline.